each other since September. And excited to get out to Arizona. I think it's going to be a exciting season. With this first weekend will be a lot of competition and everything going on. We've set up our schedule to play some of the nation's best and to really test us. So our first couple weeks will be a good test of our ball club. I feel like we kind of have two different teams in some ways. We have a very older, mature lineup that a lot of our fans and media will know about. And then we have a very young pitching staff, but talented pitching staff. So I think I talked to somebody earlier. I think they took young as bad. Young is we got some really talented guys in there with our group, so we're excited about our young arms. And we're playing 4 games the first weekend, so we're going to get to see a lot of them. And we purposely tried to get them out there so we could see everybody, and using this weekend as a weekend to go out and compete, but also to see where guys are with the uniforms on. I'll take questions of.
What does that starting rotation look like first weekend?
We're still working on it a little bit, but Jonathan Stever will go Friday right now, and Timmy Herron will go on Saturday, big sophomore lefty. And right now we have Andrew Salfrank, a freshman, throwing on Sunday, and Brian Hobby on Monday. So that'll be our 4 right now that will go on the first weekend, as long as everything stays the course for the week.
Is that really just a competitive situation when you throw so many young guys who are probably all eager to jersey on? Like, it's not how competitive was that pitching, I guess, fight for those spots, I guess?
It's really competitive, and it's we actually have we probably have 6 starters that we consider starters, and probably some other guys who could start too. So the last couple of weeks you play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but you play each other, so you get 2 guys, and 2 guys that get the starts. So obviously, probably I got 2 guys who aren't real happy today when they of everything else, and I hope so. It's competitive with those guys, but they'll have big roles out of the pen for us too. Some of those guys.
On that note, what's the back end of the bullpen kind of shaping out to be right now?
We got a lot of different options there. I mean, Luke Stevenson's a guy who had a really good fall for us, a mature, older player with a really good arm. Pitch at the end. B.J. Sable can pitch at the end of the games for us. He's a nice left-on-left matchup guy, but he gets righties out too. So 2 older guys who pitched a lot of college baseball at the backside. And then Paulie Milto's another guy there for us too that could really jump out. He pitched a lot in that role last year. And then all the freshman guys. I mean, we just have a lot of young arms that can get a chance to get out there and throw.
I know you're excited about the talent and youth of this young pitching staff, but just how much of a challenge is it replacing guys like Kyle Hart and Jake Kelser and Caleb Berger, among others, of course, who brought so much to that staff?
Yeah, the experience is hard to replace sometimes. I mean, but at some point, Kyle Hart was young, and that's the biggest side for us. A lot of our youth is in sophomores, which, Jonathan Stever pitched a lot last year, pitched a lot last summer. Paulie Milto. Now, Timmy Herron's out there. He's hadn't pitched as much, but pitched a full summer and has had a really good year for us, just getting back from the fall. But, yeah, I think the youth side, just getting them out there in the real games and having success. But we're excited about them. We feel like it's a great young group of arms.
Last year, Luke Miller was really a super utility guy for you guys. Do you see him as in kind of the same role, or will he have more fixed position this year?
I think he'll probably be more third base. I mean, he bounced around a little bit last year because of his versatility, and he could do that. But right now, he's probably third base and as many at-bats as we can get him.
Coach, as far as backing up Ryan Flyman, how does Eric Henson and Jake Matheny look?
They've been both good. We feel like we have 3 really capable catchers right there. Both Eric and Jake have been really good. Jake's had a really good spring training. So Jake's had I think he's hit, I may be wrong, but it's 5 or 6 home runs in 3 weekends. So he's had some good swings. We're still developing defensively all the time, like all of them, but we like our catching position right now. We feel like we got 3 capable guys.
I hate to bring up last year, but the start of the season kind of set you back a little bit. Just kind of the offense kind of getting together, the pitching sort of figuring itself out. You mentioned this weekend kind of throwing a few different guys, but how important is it to not fall in that situation again where you have to string together wins just to kind of dig yourself out of the hole?
Right. It's huge. I mean, it's our motto for the year has been start to finish. The start strong and finish strong, because that was our year last year. We played great during the middle, and then we petered off at the end too. But just being a Midwest school, playing on the road, going out, and you have to challenge yourself. We have to play good teams on the road, and so there's a little bit of that. We just got to make sure as a group we're progressing, we're developing, we're getting better. We want our wins, but we're getting better as we play, and that's always going to be a challenge when you have to go on the road for the first couple of weeks.
How excited were you to hear that IU would be hosting the Big Ten tournament this season?
We were fired up. I mean, it was a big piece, and I don't know if people realize how much it says about our administration, our facility, the city, just as it's voted on by coaches around the league, how much there was behind the scenes for that to pop out. So it's a big key to show off our facility, to show off our city, and I think it says a lot about our fan base too. I just hear from other coaches in the league. They enjoy coming to Bloomington and play. The environment's just a great college baseball environment.
Krupa and Tony Butler kind of turned it on, I guess, near the latter part of last year. Bringing a guy like Jeremy Houston, who seems like he could be kind of the top of the lineup type guy. How do you envision, I guess, that top end shaping up?
We got a couple. Tony and Alex have played well too. They've been doing well, and then with Jeremy, Krupp's a leadoff type guy. We have Laren Eustace also, who's a leadoff type. So two very similar players there that fall into that, and then may have those young Tony and Jeremy. Just our lineup, I think, is going to have some real depth to it. So that's when you're be able to put your freshman down there and let him just hit in that part of the lineup. I think will be key, but it's a positive when you have that much depth in your lineup.
Do you see Houston starting at short just right off?
I do. Yes, he'll have a good chance to start and play. He's got a chance. He's a freshman though, so it's I had not hard to put too much in the freshman, but he's a pretty good one.
What have you seen from him so far that I guess gives you that confidence to put him in that position so soon?
He's really good defensively. I mean, he just goes about his business a little bit different than some guys, and to be able to put a guy out there that can play maybe the toughest position on the field at a high level is huge. I mean, he'll have his ups and downs, but he'll go out there and compete. And he's a fun kid to coach. Shows up every day, ready to play and get better.
You've got these two guys earlier, just behind Logan and Craig. Just kind of what could they do just for that middle of the lineup? Just those two big bats, veteran guys, just to kind of anchor this group.
Yeah, I think it's going to be huge. I mean, I think that when you come up to see us play, you'll see some, we got some physicality, we have some athleticism, and where we have a lot of experience too. These guys have just played a lot of baseball, and they've swung it really well to this point. I think they're at a point in their career where they're ready to have big years. And with good lineups and good offenses, you feed off each other. So I think there's a lot of guys in there, the Alex Krupas, the Tony Butlers, the Luke Millers, we have a new player, Matt Lloyd, very talented hitter also that's going to jump into that mix, where we're going to be able to put a lineup with good depth and be able to do some different things together.
Steve, made some starts for you really last year. What have you seen really development-wise that makes him a Friday guy?
He's added a better breaking ball. I think that's the biggest piece from last year to him. He's throwing a better breaking ball, 3 pitches. Very steady, just shows up, goes about his business, and, good command guy that just gets after it. But I think the breaking ball's really made a big difference for him to this point. Picked it up into the summer and got back this fall and really perfected it and had a really good fall for us. And he's had a good spring training too.